today I'm gonna kind of walk you around my garden, show you what's been going on, what's blooming, what's growing, what's being attacked by the rabbits, and all the things, and what I plan on doing with some of this stuff. So I hope that you will stick around to see how my garden's growing. So we're gonna start here in the greenhouse. Behind me I have all kinds of different peppers over here. And then I've got peppers down here on the ground. And then on this side over here, I have tomatoes. So let me show you. So these are all my peppers right here. Some of them are just now starting to grow. I transplanted them the other day, so they're starting to get big or bigger. But I got the habanada, which is a heatless habanero pepper. And then I've got a couple of corbachi peppers here. Never had these before. Then here I've got some jigsaw peppers. These are tiny guys. I think they pack some heat. So I've got a couple of those. And this one was traded to me. I traded somebody in my community for an ahi pepper, and they gave me a black cobra pepper. I still haven't looked this up to see anything about it, but that's what that is. And most of these things were grown from my seed. If they weren't, then I will let you know, but this one was grown by somebody else. This one I actually picked up at Walter Anderson. This is I believe it's called a Cheyenne pepper. There's two plants in here, I couldn't separate them, and it's almost like they're growing a little different. For instance, this pepper here looks like a bell pepper, but then these ones are on a different plant and they are growing totally different. So I don't really know what's happening here, but whatever. This one is one of mine. This one I actually had outside and it got eaten by the rabbits, and this is growing back, so it's looking nice and good. This is a pequeño pepper. Here is a puma pepper, and then a sugar rush over here. This bad boy needs to be transplanted. This is a purple tomatillo. I'm just waiting for my compost to be complete. And then over here is a bunch of my starts that I haven't transplanted that need to be transplanted. This is one of those ahi peppers right here. This actually was outside as well and got eaten. This one is I think a puma pepper, even though it looks different than the puma that I have down there. And this is an ahi charapita. Two more habanadas that need to be transplanted because they're kind of stunted right now. And then back here I have a purple tomatillo that needs to be transplanted. Over here, this is a pepperoncini that also got eaten by something outside. I've got some more purple tomatillos here. I got some basil back there, a couple more ahi charapitas, a sugar rush, some Roma tomatoes, here another corbachi, and then I've got some munchers that I'm trying to grow here since my other one died. And then these here, if you are interested, these are some tiger's eye plants that I transplanted off of a mother plant, and these ones took root. So I have these ones here growing. I transplanted them into this. So I'll go ahead and link that video up above if you're interested in checking out how I did that. They're the Abutilon Tiger Eye. Down here I have my store-bought basil, which I believe I did a video on that as well, and that's what that looks like. And then that one over there is out of the same bunch, so it had two in there. Down here I have some onions that my chicken has come in and kind of ruined. Down here I have a green bell pepper that I did not grow from seed, a cayenne pepper with all these awesome cayennes on here that I also did not grow from seed. This one here is a pepperoncini, which I did grow from seed. I don't have any pepperoncinis on there yet, but it is blooming. This one is the mammoth jalapeno that I did not grow from seed because none of my seeds sprouted from jalapenos. So I bought some. My plan with these is to do cowboy candy. I've never made it before, so when I do make the cowboy candy, I will take you guys along for that. I haven't canned in a very long time. But what I'll probably first start doing with these is making jalapeno poppers and then freezing them. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it until this thing gets really flowing with peppers, and then I can just start harvesting. This right here, when I just got home, I found it laying over and then some leaves on the ground. So I don't know if a rabbit got in here or what happened, but this right here is a Sugar Rush peach. Where are you? This right here is a Sugar Rush peach, which I grew from seed. Again, it's flowering, but there are no peppers on here yet. And then if we turn around, this is a cherry baby yellow that I also was gifted and traded somebody in the community for that. This is a purple tomatillo that I planted from seed. This is a Roma tomato here that I planted from seed. This is an orange cherry tomato that I was given with the other plants. Another jigsaw here and here. So this is really exciting. When I tried to root the abutilon, only 2 of them had roots that were growing on here. So then I dipped them back into the root hormone, all the other ones that didn't, and put them back in here just to see what happened. And I think all of them now have started growing roots. So that's really exciting. And then here I just have some more sunflowers. It might be a little late in the season, but my sunflowers, when you see them, they are pretty big. And I want sunflowers all season long. So I'm going to try growing sunflowers or more sunflowers. Here is some thyme that I bought at the grocery store and decided to plant, and I made a video on that as well. And it's doing really good. And then this right here is my solar flare tomato. It started dying and a lot of the leaves turned brown, so I had to cut a lot of them off. And then I fed the tomato plant and it started looking a whole lot better. So, but yeah, and it's got all these big tomatoes growing on here, and they're going to be red with like stripes going through them. So I'm really excited about that. So that's everything as far as what's inside the greenhouse. Now I'm going to take you on the outside of the greenhouse. And the way that I have my greenhouse or my outside garden set up is the only way that I could do it this year. Hopefully next year I'll be able to do it a little bit differently with some more planning. But let me show you my outside garden. So this here is my outside garden. My greenhouse is obviously right here, and then this is all on the back side. I was hoping that I would be able to extend my garden this way, but we bought a boat and put the boat right here, so it's kind of in the way. But let me show you around my outside garden. So right here is another bell pepper plant. I got that one at the same time as I got the other one from the inside. This one just recently got eaten by something, which is kind of a bummer, and it's definitely not doing nearly as well. And then next to that is my Black Beauty zucchini. I've got some beautiful zucchini right there. I did pluck another one off yesterday, I believe. The first couple of zucchinis that I got off of this thing were not very good looking. They were getting really fat and just kind of weird. So I fed them to my chickens, but they are now starting to look like beautiful zucchinis. So I will be plucking that one here soon. And then right here is, I believe, what is this? Oh, these are navy beans right here. So these I plan on putting away, like dry bean storage. And And there are some beans on here growing right here. So I'm gonna let those harden or dry out on the vine. This is a purple bean. It ain't doing much. There's nothing on there. So there's that. And then over here, these are my navy beans, and the same little rabbit or whatever it is that's eating all my stuff is coming in here and just like, this was from today. So this was on there, and this is kind of what I'm dealing with. So I'm gonna have to block this off or something. But these are my navy beans that need to be watered. Over here, these are my calypso beans, and there's 2 plants in here, and I was actually picking them and eating them, but I don't think I don't see why they can't be used as an eating bean, but I'm gonna go ahead and let these guys grow and then dry on the vine or on the bush. There's quite a few of them here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let those dry. And then here I planted a sunflower just because I didn't want it to die in the pot. But this area right here, these are my onions, obviously, right here and right here. And as you can tell, something was coming in here and eating them, and I wasn't sure what it was. I thought it was maybe grasshopper or something. But this morning I came out to just check my garden, and I noticed that there was part of my basil, which right here is totally devoured. This morning it was eaten. All my chamomile is just eaten. I came out and there was some basil and then some basil on the outside. So I'm thinking it's a rabbit that's coming in here in the middle of the night, eating all this stuff. So I am going to have to fence that area over there. And speaking of that area over there, those are my cucamelons right there. And I have another one growing right here. I did have some muncher cucumbers down here, but that did not make it. So I'm hoping to plant a new one there. And then I do have some oregano also in here. And again, basil and chamomile in this bucket. And for some reason, so I do a lot of my gardening in these felt bags here, and the bees love to get water from this one. So I'm all for it. I'm all about it. And then as we come over here, this is another jalapeno that I bought because I want to have lots of jalapenos so I can make cowboy candy and all the stuff. This is another one of those pepper Cheyenne. It's not looking so hot, so we'll see how that does. This right here is another pepperoncini. I planted that from seed. This is a corbaci pepper. I planted that from seed. This is a Roma tomato that I bought. I thought all of my Romas that I planted from seed were not going to grow, so I went ahead and bought one, and she is massive with lots of fruit on there. This is another solar flare that I planted from seed, and she's also got lots of, not lots, but like 3 tomatoes on there, which is nice. And then this is a purple tomatillo that I planted from seed, and you can tell these things just are prolific. Looking over here, something was eating this, and you can see it in there starting to turn purple. So yeah, I plan on making like salsa with this. A lot of the peppers I want to make fermented hot sauce, and then salsa. And then this is another Roma tomato that I planted from seed here. So yeah, I'm excited to try my hand at canning some of this stuff, making pasta sauce, tomato sauce, salsas, fermented hot sauces. And then we go up here, And that is a tomato up there that I bought. And then these two right here are potatoes that I think are almost ready to be harvested. As you can tell, the leaves are drying out, and it's not from lack of water. I think that's just kind of what happens. So in the next week or so, I'm gonna just stop watering them, let the leaves die off completely, and then we will harvest those. And last but not least is my sunflower slash wildflower area grow box here. These things are huge, massive. My wildflowers are starting to kind of die off a little bit. That's okay. I am harvesting all their seeds. What I want to do with one of my sunflower heads once it gets to a certain stage is I want to cut it off, and I hear that you can actually eat these and cook them and they taste sort of like an artichoke. So I'm excited to try that with a couple of these sunflower heads, and if and when I do it, I will take you along. But yeah, just big, huge. There's an artichoke that I'm probably not going to harvest. I harvested 3 already, so I'm just gonna let that one probably go. But yeah, I'm excited to try the whole eating of a sunflower head. So that is it for my garden tour. Basically, if you live in a small space and you've ever wanted to grow a garden, I say go for it. Anybody can grow a garden. If you have a little patio, a little porch, something, start out by going to Home Depot or Lowe's or Walter Anderson and buying a tomato plant, and then getting some of those felt bags. I got those things on Amazon, and a bag of soil, and start with a tomato, start with a pepper, start with something simple. I know it's not much, but at least it's something, and you'll feel good. It's really easy. It's really easy to grow that garden and watch it grow. I look back at pictures and videos of when I first started my garden and just thinking, like, those cucamelons, these things are taking forever to grow. They're never gonna grow. And then one day they were just massive, and every day I look at them, they're bigger than they were the day before. So do it if you want to. If you're wanting to start a garden, start small. That's the first step. I say get out there and get her done. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this garden tour. I hope that you will stick around to see some of my future videos as far as like canning goes, and making jalapeno poppers, peppers, and cowboy candy. Just experimenting and doing new things as I learn to do them. And also, if you're interested in seeing me make soap, I used to be a soap maker, goat milk soap to be exact. Let me know and I will definitely make one of those videos. Even if you don't let me know, I will probably still make one of those videos, because it's been about 5 years since I've made soap. So yeah, I'm interested to see if I still got it. So thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. I hope you have a beautiful day.